Hi.
Yes. So you didn't
Hi.
want to come into a Skype call, but instead invite me to your Skype call.
Of course.
Is this
Why not?
recorded?
This was already going on.
Okay, you could have told us that because we didn't know. That's cool. So what was your point? Well, if you read what I wrote, I actually just said that I was stating my opinion, and everyone seemed to kind of, I'm sort of standing there with a piece of paper, and then you and Chicken come up and go, "What's that you got there?" And I kind of go, "That's my opinion," and then you guys kind of pick up the paper, tear it to shreds, and go, "Fuck that shit." Okay, cool.
Oh, that's great because you're coding a meme. That's nice.
I am quoting a meme. Actually, you've seen the meme.
Yeah, of course I've seen it. It's all fucking over the internet. But listen, as I said in my latest response, that you have an opinion doesn't mean that it's flawless and irrefutable. An opinion is usually uneducated sometimes if it doesn't go with facts. You can have any opinion that you want. And I think you have experienced that people have opinions about you that are not really truthful. What you were saying was not truthful. That was not the intent of the rule. We try to keep it honest.
The intent of the rule was not what I was going on about. I was talking about the adverse effects of what the rule would infer onto people.
Okay. Where in the world where it said it was like a popularity contest? Because let me explain you something. If it was a popularity contest, it would be something along the lines of you would have to have a certain amount of subscribers to be in, or you would have to have a certain viewership to get in. No one said that's a popularity.
Your opinion.
No, that's not my opinion. That's the truth of the matter is that it's not a popularity contest because all we're trying to do is to make a circle that it's like a circle of friends to be in the same group and be able to share the link.
Okay, can I answer your questions?
Can you let me speak? Can you let me speak and then
you asked me a question. You asked me a question. I'm
trying. No, I'm not. Can you let me speak? I'm trying to tell you what the intent of the thing was, and you went there, and you were like, "No, it's just my opinion. Respect it. Your opinion doesn't hold the truth. That's just the way it is."
Opinions aren't supposed to hold the truth, though.
No,
yeah, Queeny. Can I answer? Hang on a minute. Yo.
And be completely uneducated. That's great.
Come on. Give everyone equal time to talk. All right, hang on a minute. All right, so here's what's going to happen. You're going to ask a question, then I'm going to answer the question, then you're going to try and refute that, and then I'm going to speak. Not ask a question, ramble on a bit, ask another question, ramble on a bit more, ramble on a bit more, ask another question. It doesn't work like that, okay? So the question you first asked was... Actually, I can't remember because you were talking for ages. You did actually. You started asking me a question, then going, because this, so actually, if you remember.
Your opinion is not irrefutable, and it doesn't mean it's educated.
Yeah, that's right. That's what your first question was. No, my question was, when did I say my opinion was irrefutable or whatever? And then you started rambling on, asking me more questions. So you kind of...
say that.
You ignored... Yes, I did, actually. I did say that. I said, when did I say that my opinion is irrefutable and whatever? And you guys all heard me say that. Then, Queeny, you proceeded by not answering that question, asking another question and rambling on.
Can I just say this? Can I just ask this?
I didn't ask a question. I just stated the truth. I stated the truth. I stated what the intent of the group was, the intent of the rule was. That's what I did. I didn't ask. I didn't ask a question.
Yes, you did.
Can I ask this?
Yeah.
What if someone gets voted out or someone gets one more yes than no? What if it's very, very mixed feelings on who gets out of the group? I think it should be a little more unanimous. Personally.
Yeah, but at the same time, we were thinking that most of the times it's not that tight, okay? Most of the time, people on a circle of friends agree that, okay, this person might not be good for our group. And it has happened I think it has worked out really good in the ranter community group that we have.
Well, I don't see
Like
why
it
we should
has worked
change it.
so well. It has been like really peaceful so far. I mean,
Yeah, we're pretty much just fixing what isn't broken, pretty much.
Okay, so
I
now
think
I
it
understand.
has worked really well. And the thing is, we didn't intend it to be like that, as I was trying to explain. So really, like making it seem like it is, it really like pissed me off because that's not the truth.
Queenie, you're gonna have to calm down for a second because seriously, what I
Don't
was
tell
doing,
me what
right?
to do. Don't tell me what to do. I calm down if I
Okay.
want to.
Okay. It's cool. It's cool. It's all well and good. So basically, I. All right, I'm trying to work out what the actual issue here is because what I was saying was that, and I'll read this out again. Keep in mind that my main reasoning was that I wanted there to be a reason for taking a person out of the group so that they didn't have to conform to a materialistic standard that promoted a popularity
exactly.
contest mindset. That's what I saw in high school. That's my opinion. I never said it was flawless and irrefutable. Okay? I never said that it was flawless and irrefutable. And I left.
You left.
Yeah, and I
and
did.
You left
And the
you
reason
like,
why I
okay.
left, I'm still talking. So the reason why I left was because of that. Now, I know that your intent behind making the action that when people vote people out, there has to be no reason is so that friends can stay with friends and that there's more of a feeling of neutrality among friends. While I understand that, there's also an adverse reaction that comes with that that's going to make it so that people don't want to act like their true selves and going to have to conform to a materialistic mindset in order to stay friends with every single other person in the group. Now, that right there is an opinion. So when you say that that's not truthful, it is actually truthful. And that's actually my opinion. There you go.
It is your opinion. It is your opinion indeed. But again, it doesn't hold the truth because the intent of the rule was to keep
that makes
it
no
friendly.
The intent doesn't change fact.
Okay, right,
the intent
but
doesn't
like,
change fact. That's like saying my intent was to hit the basketball. My intent was to throw the basketball, and then Johnny ran in front of the basketball and got hit by it. Now, the truth is that he never got hit by that basketball because my intent was to hit the wall with it. That makes no sense, Queenie. No sense. There's no logic behind that whatsoever.
You're turning something like physical, and that's not the way it is.
Well, it could be emotional too.
Instead of opposing something,
my intent was to not offend
like,
you.
Guys, can you guys not think it was like, this is the way it is, and it's my opinion. It's over all of you guys. It's over all the truth that you guys could do. So I'm just leaving because that's just the way it is, and this is a popularity contest. So I'm leaving. That's what you.
I never said that. I said it was my opinion, and I understand that you'll have different opinions. And if you read the post, you would have read that.
Flawed and uneducated.
Read the post. You would have read that I understood that there's different opinions and they're not all fact. That's what I said, and then you're twisting that back onto me.
But that doesn't mean
I don't care. Your whole argument that you and Doodle have had with this crap is bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh, your opinion is bullshit.
Oh,
your
thank you.
Opinion is completely bullshit because it doesn't hold the truth, man. You twisted it, and you were like, it's a popularity contest, so I'm gonna make this live. How about you just fucking live instead of making this like a huge post
so
and
that
telling
people could
us
understand why I was leaving because I have to write a post to
how
say,
about that? If you wanted to end it so peacefully, how about that? How about that?
Like I said, I understand that you have your own opinions. You have the right to
us that the rule was intended to make it a popularity contest. That's what you did. You could have just left, not saying anything, and no one would have gave a fuck. But you, instead of that, made a post saying your opinion, which doesn't even come close to the truth, and then just be like, oh, well, you guys just have to respect my opinion. Even though it's far from the truth and it's completely uneducated and untrue, well, you have to just respect it because it's my opinion. No, I'm not going to do that because you did something that was wrong. And I'm going to tell you that it's wrong. What you did was
You
absolutely
got no
wrong.
defense with
You
this,
don't do
Queenie.
that. You don't twist someone's truth. You don't twist someone's intent. You don't.
I didn't. I said that I understand that you all have different opinions, and if you read the
But
post, you'd
it's
know
not
this,
about
Queenie.
a different opinion. It's what the real intent of the rule was. This is not an
Exactly.
opinion.
Okay,
This is something the way
so
it
this is
is.
about
And you
opinions
twisted
anymore.
it
Oh,
to be
so
like,
no
oh,
one
well,
is
I see it
entitled
this
to an
way.
opinion when
Even
there's a
though it's
rule.
not this way, it is this way. So that's just the way it is. Seriously?
Okay, and that's fair enough, and I'm allowed to have an opinion on a rule.
Go
Okay,
ahead. I'm just saying that
go
it's not
ahead.
true. Go ahead.
It's not
I'm
true.
just saying
Opinion is not
it's not
true.
true.
Opinions
And
are
I'm not
true.
saying I cannot call it out to be bullshit, and I cannot call it out to be untrue. It is untrue, and I'm gonna say it is untrue because it was
Opinions
not the
be
rule,
true,
and that's just the
Queenie.
way it is.
Queenie, opinions don't get to be true. What are you going on about with this? I
But
don't even
no,
understand.
yes, opinions have to be most of the time close to a fact and close to like the truth. If you just make an opinion out of like baseless
Justify
things,
it, Queenie. I
well, you're
justified
far
why I
from
felt
it.
it was true, didn't I? I said that it makes people come to a certain mindset where they have to conform to a materialistic standard in order to stay mutually friends with everyone else. There you
No,
go. And
no,
while I
fine.
did say, I said that is my opinion, I never said it was fact. When
Like,
if you can
just as the
quote where
ranter
I said that it
community,
was fact, go ahead.
just as the ranter
Stop
community,
interrupting me.
when someone says something, like when someone adds someone in the group that one person doesn't like, it's not necessarily a conformity, but a tolerance kind of thing. Like, you know what? I don't know the person, but I'm gonna try to know them or whatever else. But the matter of fact is that we were just trying to make it like a tight group where we all know each other and we know we're not gonna get trolls or porn or whatever else in our hangouts.
Well, am
Like
I a
we
troll?
like no, Miss Whiskers, stop. It was a joke, okay? I'm sorry, it was a joke. But
Yeah.
Chicken
like,
said it wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
well, I don't know if Doodle joked, but I was joking, and I made it
Yeah,
clear to
that's
you,
okay.
Mistress, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day,
I don't
the
understand where you're coming from with
there.
this though. Like,
Can I ask something though?
Go ahead, Mistress.
What if I have friends in this group? What right is it of anyone who has something personal with me to deprive me of hanging out with my friends?
No one is depriving you. Listen, the Hangout group is like you can just drop the link there, right?
This is
And the people will go if they want to. But here's the thing: you can, if there's someone that's not in the group, you can just send them the link, and it's gonna be okay. But the thing is, though, that no one is like telling you to block these people and never talk to them again. It's just like just a certain small group that we try to make it small so everyone feels comfortable with posting their hangout links, because in the one we were before, I didn't feel comfortable putting it there. Yeah, I just didn't, because there were so many people that I didn't knew that were trolls. Fucking Nick Bravo was there. Like, I'd rather not be in the group at all, because it's just like, it was crazy. It was really crazy. So we were trying to make something similar to the format that the Ranter community group has, and have it so we all know each other and we can all post the link. And if you want to add someone extra because it's your hangout, you know who to invite, then do it. But have the trust or whatever else, I don't know how to say it, that
I know
you
what you're
are
saying.
able to post that link in a safe place that you know most people, at least the majority. That's the purpose, that we all know each other. It's not just like, let's add random people like the other hangout. You know what I'm trying to say, Mistress?
Yes, I do. I just think that some people have made up their minds about me as soon as I joined in 2013 and when I was new and when I was annoying and I didn't know how to fucking interact with people when I was new to this group and you know what? I just kind of feel like some people have already made up their fucking minds about me and they're not going to change and they're not going to budge on their opinions of me.
Well, listen, I've been there as well, and we had a talk about this before. So, I mean, I'm sure there's people till this day that don't like me as well, but I cannot dwell on it. Listen, I'm sure they have thousands of other groups that I'm not part with because the majority of people don't like me. And I'd rather not be in a group with people that don't like me than be added just because I have one or two friends there and the rest of the people don't like me, right? You know what I'm trying to say? We try to keep it fair. That's why the voting. We try to keep it fair, we try to keep it neutral, and we try to keep it safe. So there's no random strangers just being at it, or people that just, are, we don't like.
I just wanted to say, okay, basically the thing you actually had against me holds no valid grounds. And I say that because my opinion was backed up with fact. That even though your intention for a rule to be created is there, it does not make anything that derives from that untrue. And that's what you're saying. That's your basic statement, that anything that derives from an intention is untrue. Things derive from intentions all the time. I could say something and my intention would be to say it in a joking way. Someone could take it as offensive. Now you'd say that if they were offended, it's untrue that they were offended. Personally, to me, that doesn't make any sense.
And it's
I know not that. I'm giving you an example to what you said was my opinion was untrue, when in actuality it wasn't. What I said is that people may have to conform to a materialistic standpoint in order to feel the need to stay in the group and be mutually friendly with everyone else. And that right there is an absolute fact, and it is my opinion that can happen to people. That happens to people. That happens to people, doesn't it?
God forbids we want tolerance. Of course, it's in the ranter community. There were people that were added that I had no idea who they were, so I voted no. And when they get added, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna check this guy out because he's friends of my friends, and that way we make the circle bigger, but it still is a circle. It's a circle of friends that we know each other.
I understand it. I get it. I just felt that there were certain aspects that were going to be severely not okay with that. And I must say too, with the whole, it is fair, right, to say that everyone comes in there and turns around and says, right, now we all have a fair vote. I just feel as though there would need to be something serious arise for that to happen, because if someone wasn't liked in there, they'd be kicked out. And maybe that's the intent you wanted, that people who weren't liked by the majority of the group are kicked out. That's what makes it a popularity contest in my eyes and in my opinion. What a popularity contest to me is when there's a group of people all in one area that are coming together as one. Now, the popularity is the mindset that equates to every single other person in there that is shared similarly between those individuals. That is a popular opinion within that set group. There you go. That's justified exactly what I've said. I can hear what you have to refute that, but I don't understand what can refute that. So go ahead.
Well, I mean, hold on. Let me just say my true intent was just to give everybody a fair chance to vote, whether they want people in or out, make polls. Just have it be fair and not have it be I choose and I'm being biased or anything. Just let everybody vote. They can make the poll whatever they want. I don't care if it's for a reason or for not. The only point of the group is just to cut down on the spam.
And to be honest, would you be okay being added in a group where people don't like you? It works.
If the minority
my point is,
it's just let me just finish this really quickly. It's beneficial both ways, because if the majority of people actually don't like you in the group, you might as well not be there because it's not.
What
gonna
if it's
make
only 51% of people though? You know what I mean? What if it's
Most of the
very mixed?
times-
What if?
I know what you're saying, but most of the times it's not that way.
And you
Alright.
have the chance to develop and work on a friendship too over time. Like, is that being completely ignored, or is that segregating yourself to a person that you're choosing to not grow over time with? I mean, that's just rejecting a person in general out of a pure basis that has no real grounds. I mean, to have a reason is really what I was getting at personally. And the reason why admins exist, right, is because of the fact that they're chosen out of a select group of people, as they are seen to have a very fair and righteous ideal point and standpoint on things. That's why when I was in the ranting community group, I was very thankful of the fact that Nate was an admin, because if anyone's going to be an admin of a group, of course you want someone like Nate to be an admin, and there's a reason why people like that are made admins and chosen over time, because they
made
show
that
that they're
rule
worth
that
and
I've
commitment.
just told you about. You do know that, right?
Sorry?
Nate made that rule that I just told you about. You know that.
Right, but I mean, if he would still listen to me and understand where I was coming from by talking about the adverse reactions of that, I'm sure, rather than shun it to the side and say that it's not truthful.
But it's not, because what I'm trying to say, though, that yes, as we are trying
true,
to
actually, and no one objected
we are
to it.
we're trying to make it exclusive, because that's the intent of the group, to be not like rejecting people as if, you know, they're a scumbag of the internet or whatever. That's just not the way to see it. The way to see it is like, listen, we are friends. I don't know you. That doesn't mean I cannot get to know you. But right now, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. So I'd rather not have you in my hangouts, because I really just don't know who you are. If you start talking to me on Skype or wherever else and we are all friends, then yeah, join our group, whatever. We join whatever hangouts you want to. That's cool. But if I don't know you, why would I want strangers in my hangout that it's live and on my channel?
They don't have to be a stranger, just someone you dislike and don't want in the group.
Well, of course, if people told me, you know, Nick Bravo is coming to your hangout,
Oh, no one fucking likes Nick Bravo.
Fuck no, you know, like I don't want that guy around, and that's exactly the thing. The problem with the other hangout group that I found, and this is a personal issue that I had, is that Nick Bravo was kicked out, and it was like, you know, because of the controversy, and then someone, you know, brings him in again, and then he's kicked out again, brings him in again. I think that this rule that we're setting in this new group would make it ideal, so we know how many people actually wants him in and how many people actually wants them out. And knowing that, you know, we can say, well, if the majority wants him in, let him in, or if the majority wants him out, have him out. Now, if there's people, like, let's say Noah is still friends with Nick, and Noah makes a hangout, and he drops the link in the hangout, and I go there knowing that Noah is still in good stance, and that very probably the guy is gonna appear. So I don't want to relate to people like that. I don't want to relate to people that I dislike. There's a reason I dislike them. There's always a reason why I dislike them. But does Doodle dislike him? Or does Gnarly dislike him as well? So I'm going to ask them, so we can all come to a rational conclusion and be like, okay, I actually don't want the person, or I actually do want the person, and we can all have a friendly environment, instead of adding people that, I really don't like, and, you know, I really don't click with this person, and it's annoying, and so on. So
I guess the reason why I came to the conclusion that I came to was just that I thought to myself, if someone wrote in TakeShotAction, right, and they said kick TakeShotAction out, I thought to myself, more than likely, I probably would expect everyone to say yeah. And then when I thought about it a bit more, I was like, well, then I guess I'll just have to be really nice to everyone in that group. And then I thought about that, and I thought, when I thought about it a little bit more, I thought that means that it's asking me to conform and change to a kind of a standard that in this set group that's going to favor a popular opinion. And that's how I came to that realization and rationalization of it.
I just feel like you are complicating it a little too much in your mind, and I don't try to be offensive, but now that you said that, I see what's going on in your mind, and truth of the matter is, listen, if people voted you out, it doesn't, you shouldn't be treating people right, okay? Like, if people don't like you, they don't like you, and that's just the way it is. If you're a decent person or whatever, like, and you haven't done anything against them, you are the bigger person. But I'd rather not be in a hangout or in a group, where the majority of people don't like him. Can someone like drop a statistics, because I don't know.
Yeah, whoever's making that sound. Oh my god.
Don't like him. Don't crush him. I just muted him out for a little bit till he muted or something. But the problem is, though, as I'm telling you, like, I feel like you're saying, like, oh, I have to be in good stance with people. No, you don't have to. Listen, if the majority doesn't like you, you might as well be good out of that group. So it doesn't really kick you. It doesn't trigger you to make anything out of it.
Doesn't that defend my first point, though? That there has to be a reason to kick someone out?
But there will be a reason. It's not like
everyone voted.
Okay, Doodle
That's
did
the reason.
Doodle did it, and I'm sure if it's true, Doodle did it for a reason, right?
Someone might say, I don't like that person's ethnic origins or something, and do that. You don't know. You don't know why people clicked that button, and there would have to be a reasonable, like a fair reason. I mean, you know.
Okay, but what do you mean as a fair reason? Because I can just say I dislike Nick Bravo. And
well, Nick Bravo was racist to you and sexually objectified the fuck out of you. What I'm saying
is, let's say you don't know that. And what right do you have?
Had to be shown the evidence and be told about it then.
Exactly. Like, what right do you have? Oh my god, Spistress, I swear to god, if you don't mute yourself... I'm sorry. Oh god, that noise. Does he muted himself? Yes. Okay, good. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Okay, basically, what right do you have to question me on who I like and who I dislike? Listen, if the majority of people dislike listen, if the majority of people dislike the person, for whatever reason you want to put it, maybe one of them disliked their hairstyle, maybe one of them disliked the way they talk. For whatever reason, they dislike the person. That's just the end point of it. They don't want the person around, and they will like put him through hell.
Fine.
Maybe
I don't want to be a part of a group that's about that. That's all.
About what? About fairness?
About being like, if you can kick someone out of a group because you don't like their hairstyle or ethnic origin, etc., for whatever reason, I feel like I don't want to be a part of a group that's about that. That's my opinion.
Are we? Have you seen Doodle do that? Have you?
No, I never saw. I only saw one person try and get kicked, and then I thought about the fact that anyone can put up anyone's name to get kicked for any reason they want, and anyone can click that yes or no button for any reason they want. Meaning, even if that goes towards ageism, racism, sexism, anything. But then you know, personally to me, I do not want to be a part of a group that promotes people from taking an action that revolves around that. I think there would need to be a certain justification that goes beyond hate criticism and hate speech. But that's my personal standpoint on it.
If you think
I can't read people's minds, of course I can't.
If you think there's people like that in that hangout, you might as well unfriend them right now, because that's not a good people, right?
But you said you just said that's them, and that's like up to them if they do it, right?
Well, listen, yeah, but the thing is, though, that you're making it seem like I could be deleting Doodle or saying to kick him out because he's Irish. When
you could,
has
like
that
Doodle said,
even
I can't read your
happened?
mind, can
Most
I?
of the times, I'm just trying to make it a little bit realistic here, because nowhere in my group of friends it has happened. None
You
of
can't read
my
their mind. You
friends.
don't know why they would take that action to click the yes or no button. Now they don't need a justification to do it. I could kick someone out for being better looking than me. Damn, they're like 6'5". Fuck
You
that
would
shit.
do that? You
No,
would
I
do
would.
that though.
No.
You would?
But I was
See,
just
let
saying
me-
I could if I chose to do so.
I'm
I'd like
just
to. I'd
trying.
like to explain it like this. First of all, we really don't surround ourselves with racist or discriminatory
Yeah.
people. But the second
People do
thing
that in
is,
their head sometimes too. You got to remember this.
yeah. But the second thing
I don't
is,
know what type
if
of people
say,
you
let's
hang
just
out
say
around. Take shot,
hypothetically,
but that's not the type of people I do.
okay.
Okay.
The thing is, hypothetically, if people were to vote to whether you get kicked out or not, take shot. If you think everybody likes you and you're sure everybody likes you, you don't have nothing to worry about. And if people have a problem with you and the majority do, and it's like they don't want to be around you, it just creates, I think it creates a friendlier environment, and we don't have to surround ourselves with people that we don't want to hang around with. Do you agree with that, Queenie, at all? Is that the point you're trying to make too? Because
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like he's just complicating his mind. Like there could be racism involved, sexism involved. Like,
But are they valid
I just
points
don't
or
know.
not?
Wait.
Are they valid
I
points
just
or
don't
not?
know. Give me a second. I just don't know what type of people you have on your friend list. But I hella know that my friends have never been sexist, have never been racist, and would never do something like that. And that's the people that I have on the Hangout group. And I think that's the people that Gnarly also put in the Hangout group. And
Yeah.
I'm sure Doodle as well. I don't know if you would suggest someone like that to join that group. I don't know if you relate to someone like that. But in our group, we make sure to have people that are friendly, people who are tolerant, people who are, decent people. People that
You
we
said that
trust
people have.
because they
You
are
said that
my
people can do that, and like Doodle said, well, you cannot read all those people's minds, Queenie. You could be friends with the most friendly person in the world, and they could be wearing a mask thicker than any YouTuber that wears a mask wears.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, you know what? I trust my friends because none of them have treated me like that. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
trust
that's
my
fine.
friends. I'm gonna trust my friends. Yeah.
Maybe they
And that's the
didn't
people
treat you
having
like that. What
group.
I was saying was that they could click that button for that reason in their minds. Let's say, for instance, you don't know someone who had an issue in their past with someone, and they decide to discriminate against those people mentally so much, but they don't show it to people because they feel like people would judge them for having that mindset and opinion. Now, what would they do if they got the button of yes and no without any kind of justification needed to click that? That's all I was saying, right? I get where you're coming from, and if that's the way you want the group, Gnarly, you created the group, right? And Queenie, you're an admin and all that. If that's how you want it to work, that's all well and good. I just don't want to be part of that, in my opinion.
Well,
and I think
I'm
that
just
should be
trying-
respected, that I do not want to be a part of that.
Well,
So there
okay,
you go.
Fine. It's fine if you don't want to be
it's
part of
fair,
it.
but just let me say something at the end of that. You can do whatever you want. You can leave if you want. I don't care to have you there anymore because at this point, like, it's just pointless. But I'm just gonna say that the people that are in the group are people that I know personally, that I have talked to like a lot, and I know them. And we can say, oh well, this is a man. They could be pretending. I think that, and I'm sorry again if this offends you, but I think that's more of an insecurity issue that you have more than that, because I'm not scared of that, because I know the people I relate to, and I know my friends are not like that.
And
You could
know
say
that they like
they
me
could
probably
be,
more than I know
they
they like
could be
me. It's
lying,
fine. I have
but I
self-esteem
trust
issues.
my
You're right.
friends, and I don't have that insecurity with my friends. I trust them so much and know them so much that I trust them in that. If
That's
you
great.
don't, that's something up to you. That's an issue you have. And if you haven't,
Right, exactly. Thank you. And that's my
I feel
opinion.
bad,
Thank
but
you. Oh my God, thank you. That's all I
think
wanted
you don't
to hear.
understand what I'm trying, like my point, but you know.
No, I do. You're saying it's an
you're
issue with me.
welcome.
I said that post was about me, and then you said there's no truth, and now I've proved to you that there is a truth behind it, and that's all I wanted to do. Because frankly, I was getting too much shit for that than I deserved, and you both know that.
No, the intent of the rule that you said it was a popularity contest is not a popularity contest. That's twisting
And that was
the truth.
my opinion. I understood that yous all had different opinions, and the fact
Back
of
to
the
base
matter is,
one.
right, if yous are gonna be that blinded towards people's opinions, that sucks. Like that
I'm not
real sucks.
gonna, you know, tell someone that it's right when they're wrong. And that's something that I know people know me about for. And I get in trouble for that. But you know what? I'm seriously not gonna tell someone that it's right when they're wrong. I'm telling you
That's
that
an
the way you
opinion,
put
Queenie.
it,
You already said before that
the
you
way you
respected that's
worded it,
my opinion.
yeah, and it's wrong. I'm gonna tell you it's wrong. It's completely wrong because
your
it's not
opinion,
true. And I
or is
already
that
said that. And then you jumped into a deeper level where it's obvious that you have, you know, issues with trusting people like that. And you believe that some of the people you relate to could be homophobic or racist
When did
or
I say
sexist.
that? Whoa,
The way you're answering, I have no issue with the people that I added because I know them and I know they're not like that. But you did have an issue with that. You think people in the room could have that issue, that people in the room could have that mentality, and that's why you
Chicken
left. And you
basically
just said
defended
it.
me on that,
You
saying you
said
cannot
it.
read people's minds.
You said it. You said it yourself, though. I trust my friends. I know them.
I trust my friends
That's
too.
just the way it is. If you feel uncomfortable with a certain person, maybe a specific that's popping out on your mind right now, and that you may think he's sexist or
it goes
homophobic
against the
or whatever,
popular opinion. That's why I felt it was a popularity
and you
contest.
can
And I
leave if you
admit the
wish,
word
but
contest
I'm
was
just
wrong,
saying
okay?
the way you worded it, I think it was wrong. I think it was really wrong for you to say it was a popularity contest because it's not. And I just explained you why it wasn't a popularity contest. And you said like you know, people can have other meanings. And I just told you I think it's more of an issue, obviously, that you have. And I'm not saying like, you know, it's obviously it's up to you, but I'm saying maybe it's something you should sit down and consider for yourself alone, because that's the way you're saying it, the way you just said it right now. It means that you have people right now in your life, or you're talking on the internet or whatever, that you just don't feel comfortable around. You don't know them enough, and therefore you don't trust them like that. I'm trying to tell you that the people that I put
like that.
and that Gnarly put in that hangout, people that we know and people that we know would never do such a pure judgment. That's all I'm saying.
You don't know that. You cannot read those people's minds, Queenie.
Those are my friends, and I trust them to not do a poor judgment.
I trust my friends too, but you cannot read people's minds.
Then
let's play. Let me play devil's advocate here for a second. Even if somebody did say somebody was racist, they didn't want Brandon to join the hangout. What are the chances that more than one of those people is going to have that opinion? Just saying. I mean, you know, it's not like more than 50% of people in the group secretly hate black people and they're going to vote Brandon out. You know.
That's what I was saying, is that, you know, there would be, that could definitely tip in the favor, like Spiz was saying before, and like Chicken said, the majority should be respected, and that could be, that one vote could be the majority vote that decides, and that could be one vote out of intolerance towards someone, out of something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of just gonna drop.
Which is what I was saying about what if it was 51%. That wanted someone.
That was loud.
That's what I was saying about the 51% kind of thing. That's what I was saying before. Like, what if it was 51%? What if it was just the majority? Like, what if it was by just? Like,
I just think that we have never had that issue before. I'm sure, like, if it went to like a 50-50 thing, we could like talk it out and be like, hey, listen, like, what's really, you know, the problem? And then we could decide whether or not, you know, it's true the problem, or they're just like being mean just for being mean. But the thing is, though, the majority
That's all my point was.
And I think just the fact that people were able to... I just think the fact that people voted yes, even as a joke, it made me feel uncomfortable. You want to know why? Because the fact that people could just click yes for no reason. See, that's what made me feel uncomfortable.
Thank you. And it's already happened in the first vote. So...
But he didn't got booted out. That doesn't change. First of all, he was... Of course not, but he knows that I was joking and that I put a yes because I saw that he wasn't gonna get booted out anyways.
Well, I never really know if someone likes me or not, Queeny. I never know if maybe you have some sort of vendetta against me. I don't fucking know.
You don't know if I like you because right now I can go on Facebook and I don't deal with that type of people. I'm sorry. Like, tell me if you don't trust me because
I happened though. Like Spiz just reminded me. Either way, like, I mean, I guess it's up to you, like, what happens. All I was just trying to come in here and do was defend my standpoint on it because those posts I was getting on Facebook were pretty ridiculous.
It's not about lack of trust, Queeny. It's just the pure fact that, I feel like I have to think realistically. My friends could just turn around and not be my friends anymore. They could have some sort of problem with me. It's just that it could happen.
But that talks about a trust issue.
People have all sorts of issues in the group then, from what he was invited.
But like, listen, if you're not gonna trust a person, why do you have them around? Okay, that's just the way it is.
That's not really fair, Queeny, though, because
that's not fair.
That's not fair, because I have social anxiety. Me and TakeShot have social anxiety. If you want to work on that logic, that means we can't be friends with anybody just because we're anxious people. Just because we have in the back of our minds.
We have a mental health disorder, yeah.
Yes, it does. I understand. I've studied psychology, okay? And I know also that you can change your biochemistry. And it takes a process and it takes steps. But you can make it better for yourself. You're just going to sit there and just not trust anyone. I'm sorry, I don't think you live your life happily.
We don't not trust anyone, Queenie. We never said
we don't not trust anyone.
If a speedstress is sitting there saying, Queenie is one time gonna turn on me. She's just gonna do it. She's just gonna do it. He's not living his life happily. He's not living his life happily. It's a process. I'm not saying that just change it and that's it. I'm not saying that. I know how it works and it's a process. But you have to take the steps. Just decide to go steps with my depression. It's a process, and I feel like you just putting yourself being there like, oh well, I do have trust issues. I don't trust you. Then how is that supposed to make everyone else feel like you're friendless?
I have been backstabbed before in this community.
And I understand the speedstress, and I understand the issue as well. But to be expecting something like that to happen, it's not healthy.
I don't necessarily expect it to happen, but I just think of it as a possibility. And I think it's unhealthy to place 100% trust in someone, not thinking of the possibility that they may turn around and decide they not like you anymore. It's not lack of trust; it's more realism, if anything.
Yeah, and we like to think all the time that our friends are fairly similar to us, right? And I get that. But at the same time, we're never going to be able to read people's minds or know what's going on. I think we both, I understood where you were coming from with this. I did. But
I did too.
I feel like there wasn't much understanding where I was coming from, so I've had to stand here and defend myself about it, which is ridiculous. But I don't know. Either way,
God forbids people disagree.
I mean, I had a lot of words put in my mouth that I never said, especially, which really sucked. And Yeah, like I mean that's all well and good. I just I don't want to be a part of a group that conforms to that sort of thing. So the ideal situation for me would be the exact same thing, like have people vote. However, there would need to be a reason for that vote to occur. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I felt was the actual issue.
I feel like what needs to happen.
Wait, just give me a second. Why instead of making the post that you did with a definite course of action, why instead of that you didn't come to Gnarly or to me, or even posted a view group and you want, and said, hey guys, what if, I agree with the voting, but what if we, instead of just doing it just because, what if we actually put a reason why we voted yes or a reason why we voted no? Because I think it's fair to say why yes and why not.
I did actually make mention to the fact that I had no authority in the group, and no one turned around and said that over the rules of the group. I had no authority over the rules of the group, and no one replied to me with anything. So I just left, and there you go. There was my chance to be told that, if you were curious.
The problem of the post is that it had a definite action. Like what I read is that you were not okay with the way it was working, and therefore you were gonna leave because you disagreed and you believed something else. Instead of, like, if you just remove that part of, guys, I'm leaving because I don't believe this is true or ethical or whatever, instead of like saying that, why didn't you just propose it? And I know, like you said, like, oh well, I'm not an admin, but you're part of the group. I'm sure, like everyone had the freedom of tell us, like, oh guys, I want to like make a banner, or oh guys, I want to like.
Well, I didn't know that because you got made an admin like shortly after, and as soon as I saw that people were being made admins, I didn't know that was even the case. I felt like
the only
person I saw making a decision was you, who was an admin. That's all I saw.
And why you didn't come to me then and ask me, like, hey Queeny, like, I see what's
I didn't feel like I had authority. There was like 20 people in there. I didn't feel like.
Well, you could have just come to me. Aren't we friends? Are we have like an issue between the both of us?
We are. I just thought the rules were pretty much set in stone because everyone else was kind of saying.
Nothing is said. You could have been like, I think you have like the open door. I think you did have the open door to come to me and tell me, hey Queeny, I agree with this, but don't you think maybe this would be more fair? And I think I would be in this call that I was with Gnarly, and so I would be like, oh, you know what? These ideas actually make sense. I like it. And we would all agreed on that, and we would have put it out there. Because it was just a small modification. It wasn't like we're just going to blow the hangout out, whatever. It was just this. That's a small modification that you could have worded it so differently, and this whole thing would have never happened.
That's fair. No, that's absolutely fair. I totally see where you're coming from. Absolutely correct. By the way, to Chicken's point, when you're dealing with social dynamics in a social situation, it's completely different to something like that because you're dealing with a bunch of variables that are easily changeable in humans rather than a terrorist attack. And that's a pretty extreme mindset for a person to have that's fairly rare compared to a normal social mindset and mentality. So there you go. Anyhow,
there's different levels of
that's a different level.
But I think just my point with that issue, and I don't want to like get too deep with it because I think you both need to get a more close professional help than I could ever give you, but it's a process and you gotta start making small steps. And I feel like with just sitting there, expecting the world to change for you, that's just not going to happen. And that's something that I learned for myself, for my disease as well. Like, I have to be taking these steps. So that's something that I give you as a friendly advice. But again, I do think you both need, as much as I do. because I've been dealing with it. Not social anxiety, but I've been dealing with depression. It hasn't been easy, and getting professional help has helped me a lot. And it's not a bad thing to go and look for professional help anyways. But, that's all. That's my friendly advice. And I just think that this whole thing could have been worded better, and this wouldn't have been this way.
I admit that, but everyone's kind of at fault in this situation in one way or another. The only person who I think isn't is probably Gnarly. But I will say that just in all honesty, I'll admit more than anything, I could have come and spoken to one of yous. I admit that. But even yous have to admit there were certain aspects of this where you did take it too far, especially saying that my opinion wasn't truthful because of, that wasn't true. My opinion had fairly accurate points, which we discussed. So,
you know what I think? I think because we are at an advantage to do this, because we are a small group, I think we can kind of document the votes and document people's reasons as to why they voted this way and voted that way, and based on logic and reason, we can identify whether or not that vote is based on a fair moral kind of standard.
Well, I mean, the only problem is
that's psychoanalyzing a person, and I don't think that's okay. That's kind of creepy. Just giving a reason like, hey, you know what, guys, I don't want this person here because I had this issue with them, and they made whatever issue with me, or they're stalking. Like, you can sit there and be like, okay, you know what, it's true, okay, we agree. But like, if it's something like, oh my god, it's just like his hair, like, obviously people are not gonna take that person seriously, okay? So as long as, I mean, that's fair, as long as it's something like legit, we can all agree on that. But it's just
to be fair, I think people should really, if they want to tell the reason, it's completely optional. I don't want to force people to, hey, give me a reason or else you're out of the group. It's just... I
just think like that, exactly like what you're saying, Gnarly, it's something that I thought initially, because it's like, who am I to judge, be sitting there being like, okay, give me your reason for doing this, or if not, like, it's just like, so judgmental in that way as well, like, who am I to judge someone's reasons? Like, I trust my friends, and that's just the way it is. I trust them to do a good judgment of what they want and what they don't, not something superficial like, I don't like their hair. So
I just thought that if the reason was pathetic, then people would just end up kicking I'm sorry, not kicking. What I meant to say was deleting the person's poll if the reason was just absolutely pathetic like that,
Yeah, but again, it goes back to mainly what Gnarly was saying earlier, and something that I was saying earlier, is that we all know each other. We all in that group are friends. And we know that if someone is being overdramatic, we already know who is overdramatic. We already know who could be lying. We already know who could be saying this and that. Like, we already know each other, pretty much okay enough to know.
What if someone didn't know that Nick Bravo was sexist and and xenophobic and racist towards you, and then they decided to keep him in?
Exactly. Like, if that was the issue, let's say, I don't know, a school reaper got in. He had no idea of the existence of Nick Bravo. Nick Bravo is like, hey, dude, can you tell them to get me in? And he makes a poll. And he's like, yes, I want Nick Bravo in. I would go to Skull Reaper, because communication is key in every relationship. And I would be like, hey, listen, Skull, I don't know why you want Nick Bravo in, but I personally feel uncomfortable because he did this and that to me. And then Skull Reaper would be able to decide if he still wants to keep his yes or change it to a no. That's it.
And
That's
hypothetically speaking, say if Nick Bravo did get in and he ended up being a total dick later on, which is most likely to happen, we would just vote him out again and everybody would know what's his deal.
Exactly. Like, people would already know, like, who he is. So they would have the experience firsthand.
They would learn. Yeah.
And that would make it so much better. It's like Brett Keane, right? Like all of a sudden, I remember when people, I had no idea who Brett Keane was, and I started joining his hangouts. After a while, I noticed how much of a douchebag he is. And I'm like, I don't want to be around this person. And so did Gnarly. Gnarly was friends with him until he's like, okay, this person is actually a complete moron. And Gnarly changed completely his view. But why? Because they had a first-hand experience. Some people do need first-hand experiences. So, that's it.
What I'm asking is that we have to seriously accept that when people when people say I understand that this is my opinion and I'll understand yours, that their opinions aren't called wrong, like especially when if you read it and actually, because you got to remember too, like I said, 20% of communication is the words written out. If I vocalized that in a friendly way, no one would have that wouldn't have been a big deal. But the way you read it in your mind, it probably appeared to be aggressive when it actually wasn't. That's why I made sure to put that face at the end that was all happy.
Well, you remember we had a conversation on inbox about that, and I told you wording has a lot to do. And what you did was like give a definite action for something that could have been very easily worked out.
If you read the bottom of it, it said, "This is my opinion, and I understand that you may have a different opinion to this." So, yeah.
Yeah,
my
but
wording
again,
is very specific.
you said,
Very, very specific.
Yeah, but you gave a definite action.
I said it was my opinion. I said it was
yes, you said it was your opinion, but you made it seem like we were bad guys for making it seem like, in your opinion, it seemed like we were bad people for making it seem like what was it? What was it? I forgot.
I never said
like
you were bad
contest.
people. All I said is that it goes against my own moral stand. Like, basically, it just went against my own morals. That's all I was saying. You know, like, people really need to understand that there's a fine line between passing something off as fact and stating an opinion. And I never, ever tried to pass what I was saying off as fact.
No, but again, your opinion made it seem that way, like we were making it out of a popularity contest. That's the word I was looking for. When it wasn't. And you could have easily talked this out and be like, hey guys, I just think this would be more fair than just randomly this and that. And this whole thing would have never happened.
You also reacted badly too. You also reacted badly too.
Of course I did. Because it pissed me off that you were saying something that was not the intent. Of course it pissed me off. Because it made me
you still
shallow.
Reacted badly. I'll admit I reacted badly, and you will admit you reacted badly. So no one's like an angel in this situation. Except for Nolly, you're always an angel, sweetie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, I don't really care if you want to be in the group or not. If you disagree with the rules, it's completely fine. It's just, you know, I don't want the spammers anymore. I'm tired of all the fucking spammers.
Well, I know I don't spam anyway.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were, including Mega, that motherfucker.
Oh my god.
He was.
There would be no point in me coming back, because then everyone's going to do a poll and I'm going to get kicked straight away, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, no, like the point I was making earlier, though, dude, if everybody likes you and nobody has a problem with you, you should be fine.
And even if they have an issue with you and they voted you out, like, listen, good riddance, right? Like, you might as well not be in that group. That's just the way I see it. I just feel like I'm not like a perfect person. We're not perfect people. And there are going to be people that I completely click it with, and there's going to be people that they don't, and they don't like me. People have said I'm annoying, I have a squirrel voice, whatever other thing, or my accent is annoying, whatever reason, they just don't like me. I don't care. I don't have to be around these people. And if they make a group and they all decide to kick me out, good riddance. I'm glad, because I'd rather not be in a group that doesn't like me, where the majority doesn't like me. It's really not a big deal when people decide you're not in the group. It's really not.
This is just a Facebook group. What the fuck are we doing? Oh my god.
It's not only that, a Facebook group just dedicated for Google Plus links.
All right.
Plus is destroying friendships right now. Thank you,
need
Google.
to seriously just sit back and think about our lives at the moment.
Yeah. Doodle probably recorded this shit because it would probably be worthy. People fight over a Facebook group for links.
Oh, fuck.
Everything you do on YouTube is really not worth anything anyways. I mean, you look back on anything, it's just all petty shit. But I like it that way.
Well...
I mean, listen...
Doodle, that is so true.
It's not a life-changing experience, of course not, but that doesn't mean it's not worthy of being discussed, okay? Like, it was seen a certain way, and it was okay to discuss it and to come to a conclusion, okay? That's just the way it is. It's not life-changing, it's not gonna change YouTube forever, or anything for that matter, but it was worth discussing, so...
I know why the rest of the internet laughs at the ranting community now.
Yeah, there's drama
These
in a
guys
lot of
arguing
communities.
over
There's legitimate reasons why people get mad, like certain people's.
But
like this,
again,
yeah.
like, I don't like... I'm sorry, I just don't like when people are like, oh, that's a stupid. Like, God, like, everything is a stupid then. Like, unless you're not doing, like, the research for cancer, then everything you do is stupid. So, come on, like, keep it real.
This is a bit lower than the
It's really annoying.
It's worth the discussion, and that's just the way it is, and it's kind of dumb to see it as less. So.
Yeah, we should all be talking about them starving kids in Africa, you know.
Yeah.
So we all cool again.
Them very depressive stuff. Yep, we're cool.
So,
I don't mind being added back in now. Like, I no longer feel uncomfortable with the group, but I did for a minute. That's why I left. But now I know not everyone hates me, I guess. So I don't mind being added back.
I was actually in a call with someone, so I have to get back.
Okay.
I've got like 10 notifications. I'll catch yous.
Bye.
See ya.
All right.
Bye.
Talk to you soon, man.
Bye.
Oh, God. Weird.
But did you notice that he would understand he was cornered, and then he would go like around something else? Like, he went so deep. He was like,
yeah,
it's funny. I was in the chat.
Unethical, because people could be sexist. That was like, you have trust issues. Like, you know. And the moment I cornered with like the real issue that he has, which is trust issues, he went back to base one, saying, oh, but my opinion is valid. You noticed that? I was like, oh,
yeah,
God.
He did. I also noticed as soon as Spiz came in, he typed in the chat, you know, talking about his channel statistics or some bullshit. I don't fucking...
Queeny, I brought up to TakeShotAction. Okay, so Captain Obvious calls you a liar. Now, is that, and that's just his opinion. Is that an opinion or slander? Opinions can be wrong, I told him. And he's like, no, that doesn't count.
It does.
It does.
That's what I told you. That's exactly what I told you. Whenever it's taken up on himself, oh, no. You cannot do that. That's too much negativity, man. That's too much negativity. But whenever it comes to like...
Break it down for us, Joan. Come on.
An opinion can both be an opinion and slander. So,
but an opinion can be wrong.
Exactly.
If it's based off of a lie, opinions can be wrong.
Yeah, it's just like Nick Bravo was saying, like, oh, it's just my opinion. Your opinion is wrong and it's baseless. You know, that's just the way it is. Like, I just hate it that he's like, oh no, it's just an opinion. It doesn't have to be based on facts. Like, I was like, are you serious? Like, right now, are you serious right now?
But
Like,
you agree
for
with
real?
Skull Ripper with his video saying that, oh, well, Captain's opinion that TSA is a liar is slander and it's not an opinion. It's wrong.
Yeah, like, my opinion is that Superman is his whole costume is black. That is Superman. No, that's Batman. No, that's Superman. That's
my
opinion.
opinion is that Superman is real.
My opinion is that the comics that DC Comics release, they're all truthful and they're all based on true places and true things that actually happened. So, Superman is my new god. But listen, that's just my opinion, and you guys should just respect it, because we all have different opinions. So please respect mine.
Yeah, it sounds ridiculous, you know.
He was so cornered. It was like unfucking believable. He knew it at some point. He wanted to leave, but he didn't left because he knew that if he left, he would have looked even worse.
By rage quitting.
Like,
yeah. He started to get mad too when he was like, "This is bullshit," and shit. You could tell he was getting upset.
Yeah, he was like, "This is fucking bullshit." But he thinks I'm like neutral and shit. I'm not really that neutral. Yeah, I don't know how he didn't see my point that opinions can be wrong, because they can.
Because that's the whole thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, whenever it's upon him, you cannot touch him. But whenever it's someone else, like, oh yes, totally. You know, it was so clear he has that double standard. It could not be more clear. And then I loved it how he tried to like make it softer, saying like, well, we all had like a part of this. Like, we all did awful things. And it was just like, dude, you're not getting away with this.
Oh yeah, he's like we're all in the wrong here. It's like,
yeah, I was
like no, you made a post in the thing, and you were stating that we're some kind of superficial like group. We're all superfit the admins because and that includes Doodle and everybody else that partakes in voting.
Yeah, I was about to say you occasionated a reaction with what you chose to say. You could have worded it another way, and this wouldn't have been the way it was.
Yeah.
But you decided to word it that way, and it gave us a reaction, because I'm not going to stand there and let someone tell me that I'm materialistic. What the fuck?
He was asking for it, Queenie.
He was asking.
He decided
he was
to get that reaction.
He was bent over, spreading it. He was like begging me, please, Queenie. Queenie. That's what he was doing, man. And listen, I gotta give it to him, man. If he's begging for it that bad, I might as well give it to him. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, his opinion was stupid anyways, so
his opinion was just fucking stupid. Like, it was like a lie, because he was saying people are what do you expect the reaction to be if you tell a person they are materialistic and superficial for what they're doing, but it's just your opinion? Like, oh, it's just his opinion. I can just, it's okay. He can think I'm materialistic. No, of course not. What kind of logic is that, dude? Then he was like, the basketball player. It was not my like, what the fuck up, man? You're cornered and you know it. Stop it.
Wait, what was he saying about a basketball player?
He was saying, oh, your logic is that... stupid. I'm sorry.
And then the point he had of like, oh well, I don't trust these people because we can't read their minds and they might be racist and homophobic. Hey, dude, I don't surround myself with people like that. And hypothetically speaking, let's play devil's advocate. What are the chances that more than 50% of the people are all going to be secret racist or sexist or homophobes? What are the chances?
Also, I loved how, like, he had no issue and never said something like that to Nate. That role I'm copying it from Nate. But he's like, oh, well, I just trust Nate. Like, what? So you're saying you don't trust me?
Yeah, nobody elected me into power. I was just the admin of the last group, and to be honest, I just want to be
and you created the group.
And I just want to be as fair as possible. That's it. I'm not gonna, but I do want to set down those rules because I'm legitimately concerned that stupid kids are getting money from their parents and donating like $5 to a stupid game. Who gives a shit, dude?
And talking about like moral high horse, like before that, he's like, I swear to God, like he went like on the latest hangout, or Skype call that I was with him. He was like, oh, people are so negative and just people are so opinionated. They get on their moral high horse sometimes. And it's like so annoying. What did he do today? It's my opinion. Ethics and morals.
And it's negative. It's a negative opinion. But, I hate negativity.
He's just exactly like he was saying that he didn't like opinionated people and that people just get in their high moral ground and such like that. And look at him, what he did just now. He was opinionated and he got in his high moral ground being like, oh guys, it's just I'm scared of people like this and that. Get real for a second, like, do you believe all that type of shit? Fucking Nate, I swear to God, like, I think he should just be banned from YouTube always. Oh, hi, Nate.
Nate has
hi, Queeny.
An awesome picture, by the way.
You are tearing me apart, Martha.
Martha.
I'm going to be sending the pictures of your loose vagina to everyone.
Yeah, me too, dude.